being a part of the conversation.
Exactly.
In a world where it's all different media, but it's a conversation, whether it's 60 seconds long on TikTok or it's long form on YouTube or it's the written word in newsletters or on LinkedIn, it is a conversation.
Exactly.
And if you are not a part of that, you might as well not exist. You guys ready? Fantastic. What's up, lifers, and welcome to the Daily Stand-Up with Lifetime Value, where we're giving you fresh, new perspectives on customer success every single day. I've got my man Rob here. Rob, do you want to say hi?
What's up, lifers?
And JP's here. JP, do you want to say hi?
Hello.
Do you want to finish that? Keep going.
Is it me you're looking for?
It is. Thanks. And Jared's here. Jared, do you want to say hi?
What's going on, everybody?
And I am your host. My name is Dylan Young. Jared, thank you so much for being here. Would you please introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So I'm Jared. I have been in customer success since 2018. As a CSM, worked in social media marketing, managed services, B2B, SaaS. I've done a lot. And I had my own podcast for a while where I interviewed customer success leaders. I prefer to be the interviewee than the interviewer. So I'm super excited to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I need to know why you maybe I need to rethink what I'm doing. But anyway, we can take that offline. Jared, you know what we're doing here. We ask you a single question. We want to know what's on your mind when it comes to customer success.
A lot is on my mind. I was laid off last year with so many other people. JP was one of those people as well. And when I was laid off and realized how terrible the job market was, I'm like, I need to do something. I need to make some money or just do something to keep my sanity while I look for a job. So I decided to start a copywriting business for software companies because I honestly think there are way too many software companies don't really understand the value of consistent customer-focused content and the power that has on attracting and retaining quality customers. So that's what I'm out to do. So that's what I want to talk about is content and customer marketing within the SaaS realm.
Real quick, what's the name of your company? I know this, but let's get it on wax.
Sure. It's Sharp Brand Copywriting.
And what's the website?
sharpbrandcopy.com.
Tell me more about how you came about this idea. Was it an experience you had or just lay it out for us?
Well, I started blogging on LinkedIn. I started writing on LinkedIn and blogging about customer success back in 2020. So writing online wasn't really a new thing to me. I felt like I was pretty good at it. And it's funny, a few months before my layoff, I started reaching out to some people that own software businesses or were well-known in the customer success space and asked, hey, do you mind if I do some writing for you? Can I write some blogs? Can I do some emails? Can I write whatever you need? Totally free. I was just trying to expand my expertise. And then a few months later, I get laid off. I'm like, well, maybe I should keep leaning into this and see what comes of it. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you think companies don't understand the value? That's not a challenging question. I'm asking, tell me more about your perspective about that.
Maybe it's less of that. It's not that they don't really understand it. It's more of they don't have the time or the bandwidth because they're so focused on important things like sales and revenue and taking care of their current customers. So I get that and I understand that. But I think with customer success moving from a less reactive profession and more of a proactive profession, I think that companies need to understand that a huge part of being proactive with attracting and retaining customers is putting out that consistent content, be it blog posts, podcasts, webinars, videos, email nurture campaigns, ebooks, those kind of resources. All of those things play into retaining your customers and educating your customers and even, heck, entertaining your customers. And all of that plays into making them your long-term customers. And it all really comes down to having a content strategy. And most companies don't really know what that is. Most creators don't know what a content strategy is. So it's about having a content strategy, figuring out what content works for your customers and what their pain points are, and creating content in regards to all of that, which is a lot to do.
Yeah, I think I would boil that down. Not that your description wasn't good, but what I started to think about is always being a part of the conversation.
Exactly.
In a world where it's all different media, but it's a conversation.
Yep.
Right? Whether it's 60 seconds long on TikTok, or it's long form on YouTube, or it's the written word in newsletters or on LinkedIn, it is a conversation.
Exactly.
And if you are not a part of that, you might as well not exist.
And that's really what copywriting is. It's about joining the conversation that's going on in your customers' heads and also verbally amongst themselves. That is what quality copywriting does. It helps you join those conversations.
JP, I saw you smirking at me when he was talking about creators don't have a strategy.
That wasn't enough on you, Dylan. It was just reality.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I'm a smiley guy. My quick thoughts are, whenever someone talks about content strategy, I often think about the giant that is Apple and how they've done something that's incredible, which is, I don't know if we could talk about like the merits of their product and how that performs against everything, but they've created not just a community, but a culture. There's a culture around Apple products.
Yes.
Right? Like nowadays, somebody might not think I have no Riz because I got an Android. But I don't care. Because
that's right.
I've got charisma. I don't need Riz. I've got the whole thing, baby. You know what I mean? So anyways, I think that a lot of companies, whenever I hear about messaging and marketing, I also think about, what is it toward? And I see that we also have this one to many or many to many strategy that's also happening in like customer success. And I feel like everything is really pointing towards the same thing, which is being able to like create a culture around your product and the customers, because you want to talk about, we had a guest who's going to talk about being sticky. I mean, that's the ultimate sticky, is when you're part of a community that's using the product and you're all participating, you're exchanging information. It just creates like a better experience. Of course, creating it is the difficult part. Part of that is, I think, somewhat organic. But like you said, Jared, I think that if you have a great content strategy, it is toward the aim of ultimately creating that culture.
Rob, your thoughts?
So the modern Rizzler has spoken. So I actually like one thing JP said a lot around creating a culture around a product. Well, that's the one highlight I would say in particular that stood out to me. I think one of the challenges, so I've been in these conversations with CEOs before, and to answer your question, Dylan, around why C-level people often have a hard time wrapping their head around the value of this kind of thing, it actually makes me think of a conversation I was having yesterday. I have a friend who has a documentary company, and he does video case studies, video testimonials for companies that are looking for certain improvements in real metrics. So with the conversation we were having, I asked him, I was like, David, what's your strategy? He's like, storytelling. I was like, okay, well, how do you convey that in a way that it speaks to the minds and the hearts of a CEO? And we evolved the conversation to say, reduce customer acquisition costs, increase sales velocity, increase retention, and various other metrics that you could see on a spreadsheet. So basically being able to take the creative side of these domains like documentaries and copywriting and to turn them into metrics that you could see on a spreadsheet, I think that helps bridge the gap. And it gives these really important topics. Copywriting is such an important topic, and it gives these topics more of a voice and a seat at the executive table in a way that they might not otherwise.
Jared, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, so I just to piggyback off what Rob said, I actually just wrote a LinkedIn article called basically like what brands can learn from Taylor Swift's rise to stardom. And it's all about her ability to tell stories in her songs. I think that is probably the number one reason why she has become so famous, is through her storytelling. She's very talented, don't get me wrong, but yeah, just storytelling is, if you're telling stories with your content, with your copy, then amazing things will happen for your business. Guaranteed.
As long as the stories you want to hear are about a billionaire jilted blonde woman
who takes her private jet to get coffee. Yeah.
Yes. Takes it from Nashville to Kansas City 15 times a year. Yeah, as long as you're okay with that. I'm kidding. Yes, no, I think it's a great it's a great analogy. Yeah. It just so happens, Jared, that literally 20 minutes ago, JP and I were trashing Taylor Swift about about how
I'm not a Swiftie,
we
but
don't
like I like her, but
we don't think she has any riz.
Edit that out.
as
I
they
want those
say.
Swifties coming out.
I'm after this podcast, guys. I shouldn't have brought her up. I apologize.
Yes. She's a trigger.
Yeah,
You ought to
she's
know that.
so polarizing in this
Yeah,
country.
come on.
We don't talk politics or Taylor Swift on this show.
Yeah, religion, fine. No politics, no Taylor Swift.
Sounds good. I like that rule.
No, I appreciate it, Jared. Awesome topic. Really, one that we don't hear a ton. I mean, we hear strategy all day, every day, but I do believe that the way we tell stories and the way we engage with our customers on a regular basis and through multiple channels is extremely important. So thank you so much, Jared. Until next time, we've got to say goodbye.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
You've been listening to The Daily Stand-Up by Lifetime Value. Please note that the views expressed in these conversations are attributed only to those individuals on this recording and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of their respective employers. For all inquiries, please reach out via email to dylan@lifetimevaluemedia.com. Find us on YouTube at Lifetime Value and find us on the socials at Lifetime Value Media. Until next time.
Hey folks, it's Dylan here. Thank you for tuning in as always. Now I've got a favor to ask of you. If you've made it this far, hopefully it means you like what we're doing with our program. So I'm asking you to please give this a like and a follow or a subscribe and leave a comment too. Your likes and your follows and your subscriptions, they allow us to keep doing what we're doing and reach a larger audience. Your comments help us make sure that we're making the best content for you. Best of all, it's free besides a few moments of your time. Thank you again for following along and we'll see you next time.